Welcome to another exciting episode of Doug's Electronic Repair Day.
Hi, afternoon YouTube. Here with you once again on the DC panel. Yes, back on that again. What I've come up with is the battery holder. I think I'm going to show you that in more detail, but I think you can see that. It's just a piece of cardboard, and I'm going to glue that in there on both sides. I did cut some grooves in the slats that go that way, so that it fits in there pretty tight. And the batteries are both in there. I don't think I need to put anything. I mean, even if they touch each other, I don't believe there's any connection. I'm going to double check, make sure there's no connection between the outside of this and either terminal, positive or negative. So I want to do that. But I think that's going to work out just fine. I thought I had some plastic that I could use for that, but I couldn't find it other than tearing up a perfectly good cassette box or CD holder or whatever, and I didn't want to do that. So I thought about putting some toothpicks in between here and to separate them, but it's not a big deal, I don't think. Like I say, if there's no connection there, that should not be a problem. So let me take these out and I'll show you. I do have the there's a hole right there to screw the into the wood, and there's one up on top. So both of those are accessible even with that in there. So that's where I'm coming up with. So far so good. And like I said, next step is to glue that in there and let that set. And I will double check the connections or the continuity between the outside case and either side of the battery. I don't think there is. I think they used to do that, but I don't think they do it anymore. So that's just another step I've got to do. Like I say, I have the holes drilled in the wood for it to mount this. Have the holes drilled here. Have the screws. Have everything in line. It's looking like the switch that I'm going to use, where is this thing, is going to fit right in between the binding post. I think. I haven't actually done a test fit. I know the binding post will fit in there just fine, no problem. The switch, there it is a little deeper than the binding post, but I do believe, I guess I could get it out and make it help a little bit. Like I say, I'm going to take the close-up camera and get a little closer and show you all this stuff, but kind of I wanted to outline what I was doing. Alright, now there, that is just sitting on top of the box, and it's not even up to the top of this, and yet I have another inch, or not inch, another half inch maybe to go to get to the top. So there should be plenty of room for that switch. As I stated once in the past, this is the on switch. What that means is one set of contacts is switched on when you switch it this way, the other set of contacts is switched on when you switch this way. Obviously, if you just use two of the sets of contacts, or just one set of contacts, it's just going to be an on-off switch. So that's what I'm looking for. And again, this is not the best switch in the world, but even though the other one has been shipped, I'm still going to try this one. I just don't have a room in that box to do what I want to do, I don't believe, with the other switch. So we're going to try this one, see what happens. We've got nothing to lose. The switch is paid for. So, you know, I'm going ahead and wire up some wires to this and get that ready to go, and get my holes drilled for this. These will be my two binding post screws. What I'm going to do is drill right in the middle of those, and then I'll take and come back the other way with the wider wider bit, greater diameter bit, and these will come off, and that's where the binding post will be. And with a switch right in the middle, I think that's going to work out just fine. Turn it on, turn it off. Yeah, that'll work good. So let me get this other camera going, and we'll show you a little bit closer up what I'm doing here. So yeah, alright, now we're doing it. Alright, what we've got here is, like I said, it's the cardboard. This is just a stiff cardboard. As a matter of fact, it's off the box that Bill sent with his little meter in it. There were some pieces with that I probably could have used for this, but this will work just fine. So you can see the hole. There's plenty of room to get to the hole for the screwdriver to fit in there and everything. That should work well. And there's the other hole on top. The batteries fit in there nicely. There's that much sticks up above, and that's plenty because the battery holder clip will be on there, and you can just pull that up to get it out. One of the problems I'm worried about, I'm not really worried about it, but there's probably enough room to get that battery out even with the circuit board in. But the circuit board comes out. That's one of the nice things about this that I've been doing, is keeping it modular enough to where I can take it apart and take things apart and take them out. So that's a good thing. So anywho, that's what that looks like. And again, I'll show you the holes for the mounting holes. There's the top one, there's the bottom one down there, and those are lined up like they should be, and they have been pre-screwed. If you know what I'm saying when I say pre-screwed, you're a better man than me. But I basically made I screwed the screw in a good ways so there'll be threads in there. It's easier to do than try to thread it while it's in the inside of this and things like that. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and glue that in there, and I'll just use the old wood glue for that because wood plastic should work just fine. Or well, paper was basically wood. So these cardboard things I did work just fine with the wood glue. So like I said, I think that's about it. One of the other things, oh yeah, the switch and the let me get the close up on the switch. Let me put that in there, and we'll lift that up, and you can see, oops, yeah, that's alright, put it over there on the side. You can see there's room. If I turn this up like that, there's room above that, and yet like I said, if we look at the side of that, that's probably good. Well, I won't say a half inch, close to a half inch maybe, at least 3/8 maybe, or not 3/8, yeah, 3/8, at least 3/8. So above that, so that should be plenty of room by the time it sticks up another, like I said there, that should be plenty of room. I'm going to try to make my wires all go at an angle to where they're not going down, and they won't be pressing on that. They'll all be coming out at the proper angle, so that should work just fine. I will be putting the switch in this way. I want to turn it on, like push up to turn on, or push down. I don't want it side by side. So probably just like a light switch, down is off, up is on. That's just easy to remember. So that's what we will do with that. I'm happy with this so far, and like I said, next step is to go ahead and glue that in, and while that's drying, curing, I will probably work on cutting some holes in this. I may bring you back for that, and we'll see how that goes. I do have some somebody was talking about using some black silicone or something to seal around that. I do have some of that out there that I use for my car for seam sealer, and I'm going to try to put some of that in there, although it's not really going to show once this is, you know, on there, but still I think it makes a more professional looking job if I do that. Now the bottom one's just fits perfect, so I can't say nothing wrong with it at all. So we're going to do that, and like I said, that's about it. And let me get back to the other camera again. Am I still going? Yeah, I'm still going. I forgot to turn that off. I'm going to turn these lights out. The thing is hot. That one's not too bad, but I'll even turn it out. You can see me, I think. Nice breeze blowing. I tell you, the last 2 days have been great. As far as being... my chair in the living room sits right next to the window there. There's a breeze blows in there that's heavenly. It's been really nice of a day here without the air conditioner on. Highs have been in the 80s. I think it's in low to mid 80s, and the humidity is down. That's the biggest part of that whole situation there is the humidity. As long as the humidity stays down, it's comfortable in the 80s. And the problem I'm having is of night. Of course, I sleep in my room with the door shut. I do have a ceiling fan which blows down on me, but you know, it's still warm in there. And I have a little, even though I sleep with no cover or whatever usually, at least till I get cool enough to where I get under the cover. But like I said, it's just been hard sleeping the last few nights. I struggle with this every spring, summer, whatever, until I turn that air conditioner on. Then everything clicks pretty good, because humidity goes back down to basically zero. So anywho, that's pretty much it, I think. So I did want to mention this. The sale of the I did sell the other Fluke meter. The one I sold is the first one I bought, the one that had the problem with the buttons that I fixed, and then I had to calibrate it because I had accidentally turned the dials when I was working on the buttons, and that's back in good shape. It's the same, it reads the same as the other meter now. You've seen the demo on that. Stan of the Open Air Garage, TOAG, bought it, and it has been paid for, and it will be shipped out this weekend, I hope. I do have a box. In fact, it's the same box that I got my meter in. And I hate to tell you this, Stan, but you're going to get some packing peanuts. We used to have a tradition in our family. It's been years and years ago when Dad was alive. There was an old hammer. It had a plastic handle. It was one of the original plastic handled hammers. These were back in the day when the plastic handles weren't very good, and all the wooden handles hammers were the best, you know. And this thing got passed around. It was just a joke at Christmas time that we would put the hammer in a box and give it to somebody, and it was just a big joke. Everybody enjoyed it. It got around to everybody, I think. So, but that's what it is with the peanuts. I think we're going to pass them around a little bit, and they may be, you know, pain in the butt, but they do work very well for what they are designed for, and I think I'm going to do that. And like I say, I've got to get some tape. I'm just about out of tape. I had used the last of the tape to send that meter to Ron C, and that I'm just, like I say, let me show you exactly how I'm facing here. That's my tape, and you can see it's down to nothing. So I've got to get another roll of that. I've got to go to Walmart this afternoon, probably do a little grocery shopping. I think Kylie's going to be with me. Lexi has to work, so we'll do that and pick that up. And then this weekend we'll get it into the mail and out to Stan, who I believe is down in Texas. So get you that going. I do appreciate that, Stan, but I appreciate you buying that. Everybody that buys stuff, I appreciate that. I really do. I sold it for what I bought it for, and that's pretty much the way I'm going to do everything. Now, there is one change I'm going to make in future sales. I will sell whatever it is on YouTube to my subscribers or whoever wants to purchase it for the price I paid for it, but I will be recalculating the shipping shipping has changed on a lot of the stuff that I bought, like that Accurate 152. I'm sure it's went up a lot since I bought that. That's kind of old, and so it will be sold for what I paid for it, but shipping will be different probably. It may even be less, because a lot of people, they charge shipping charges based on what they think it'll cost, and it doesn't cost as much. Some people try to make money on the shipping and stuff like that to sell on eBay, and I don't know. It's just selling on this way via YouTube is better for me, because eBay has fees. They, just like I said, they charge a fee for shipping, which I never understood. But I would think the market could determine whether people want to pay outrageous shipping rates. But anyway, eBay decided it was up to them to do that, I guess. But anyway, like I said, that's eBay. So we're going to do that, and I think that'll work out really nice. I'm happy with the things, but that will be the next thing on the block. Stan just mentioned that he'd like to have the Fluke if I was going to sell it, and I had mentioned to anybody that that anything I've mentioned that I'm going to be selling, if you have if you want it, go ahead and let me know. I don't care. And if you don't like my price, make an offer. But like I said, I'm pretty much going to stick to that price, because that's what I paid for it, and I'm not going to lose money. I don't have to lose money on this stuff, and so that's that. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. Get that glued, get that set, and soon will be time to get the girls, and once that happens, I probably won't have a lot of time. But anyway, you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching, and we will see you.